Hey, peace and blessing, fam. Today we're going to take a look at an update on our blueberries. Right now, our blueberries are starting to form. It is the beginning of April. The blooms have dropped, and now we can really start to see the fruit manifesting. We can really see the fruit starting to build and work its way. One thing I want everybody to keep in mind: when you're growing blueberries, some of the things you want to do, you want acidic soil. So pine, any type of thing. I even put my old citrus that I don't harvest, or citrus that go bad on the trees. I even put them at the base of my blueberries. You really want that acidic soil. So I definitely plant them around my pine trees. I put them at the base of my pine trees. Another thing that you want to do here, because it gets extremely hot here in zone 8B, I don't put them directly in the sun year round. I put them in partial shade, but I'm told that they can definitely take full sun. But I've just been more successful when I put my blueberries in a partially shaded area in my zone. Another thing that I like to do is I like to let them just grow. Just let them just kind of grow wild, and I really don't trim them that much. Now, I got a few plants that you're about to see. I will this year, after I get my harvest, I will prune them, but I want to prune them after the fruit. The key is, anytime you get a fruit-bearing plant, go ahead and harvest. After you have obtained your harvest, after you have gathered your harvest, then what you want to do, you want to go and then trim it if you're thinking about trimming it. Don't trim pre-harvest. Wait till after harvest time and then trim. And that way you get new growth, and for the next season you won't actually cut off your fruit. So enough said. Let's just take a look and see where we are with our blueberry bushes. So in my yard currently right now, my garden, I have about 4 plants. Actually I have 5 blueberry plants. And like I said, one thing you want to do, you want to buy different varieties. You do not want to buy the same variety of blueberries. In order to optimize your growth opportunity, you want different types of blueberries. So without further ado, let's go and take a look at, see what's the status.
Grow, econeighbor, grow, 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 econeighbor, grow, 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 econeighbor, grow, 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 econeighbor.
Okay, the first one, we recently acquired this little baby right here, and we just planted this. Actually, we just planted this blueberry. This is a different variety of blueberry, and this is a small one that we just received. Here's another blueberry. That one I was blessed enough to have the actual tag, and that's a blueberry climax. So this is a blueberry climax, and as you can see, we're starting to lose our blooms, but we're starting to get actual fruit behind our blooms. And look how much fruit we have here. This is a smaller variety of blueberries. This is not really a big one. I think the older it get, the more it will produce fruit. So it's starting to build, it's starting to produce its fruit. That's a new plant, new addition. Really want to try to get them as cross-pollinated as possible. Now here's another one. This one here has been in the ground for probably about maybe 2 to 3 years. And this one, if you look closely, you can see some fruits all kind of spread it out. So this is a more mature plant. This plant here is about, I would say probably about 4 feet tall. And like I said before, I'm going to trim them eventually. I'm going to trim this bush, but I'm not going to trim it until I can get my harvest. And it's kind of decorated throughout the tree. There's blueberries decorated throughout the tree. So if I can beat the birds before they get them, we should have a pretty good harvest. Have another blueberry. Now this one, if you notice, that one is pretty tall. See how tall that one is? Like I said, it's probably about 4 feet. This one is the same age, but it's a different variety. And as you can see, but it has a lot of fruit. Has quite a bit of fruit on this one. This is always my big producer. This one has the best tasting fruit and the most fruit. So I really didn't, in the past, I really didn't get that much fruit until I bought different varieties. And the moment I bought different varieties, it really increased my fruit production. If you notice, as far as the compost, I always rake my leaves. In my garden, I pretty much use my leaves as my mulch. But if you notice here, I have breaking down pine. It loves acidic soil. If you notice here, I got a pine tree right there. So it constantly drops its pine needles, and it's a huge pine. But it drops its pine needles in the bed, and I just let everything break down and compost. So they love it over here in this area. Now, if you notice here, this has evening shade. This is the evening time, so this has evening shade. And it normally has like early morning shade, depends on time of the year. And then this one has pretty much shade semi late afternoon as well, but it has a little bit early and it gets a little bit more sun. I have one more to show. Let's see, it's on the other side. Eventually I'm going to have blueberry bushes all throughout my garden. That's something that I definitely want to incorporate throughout my garden. And this one, as you can see, it's definitely a different variety. You can tell by the leaves. This is more lush, more vegetation on here. Like I said, I do not mind placing my fruit, let them decompose here. And this one I got probably about maybe a year, maybe 2 years ago. This one is, let's see. Yeah, that's what it is. So Google it. you can figure out the name. You know, I really don't keep up with names. I keep up with the fruit. I really just say, okay, this one produces. You know, it's in the beginning stage. It has, you know, it has quite a few fruits. And the beautiful thing about this, they will produce pretty much late spring, early summer. So I guarantee you, probably in the next probably the next 3 to 4 weeks, we'll be ready to harvest. Like I said, my goal is to beat the birds. The birds will come in here and take over. These are all my blueberry bushes. Every one of them. They're babies. Even if a plant is 3 to 4 years, it's a baby plant. So all of my plants are young, but they're doing well. They're prospering, and you just have to be patient. Anytime you got fruit bearing trees or bushes, just be patient with them, because the longer you take care of them, the longer they can get acclimated, the longer they can build a good root system and a good strong stems, and the key is you want hard wood. Let it grow so it can get some good hard wood so it can get established. But the longer you have that, the more success you have. So that's my update on my blueberry bushes. I do plan to get more this year. I'm going to wait till they kind of go out of season because I can get a better price. So I wait till they go a little bit out of season, and then I'll come back and turn around probably mid-summer, late to mid-summer. Go ahead and see if I can acquire some more. They'll be a little bit more difficult to find, but the price will be definitely on time. So nothing else to say, but make sure whatever you do, make sure whatever you do, keep on growing. Grow. In this garden, grow. Oh, just grow. Oh, everybody just grow, grow, grow. That's all I need.